Islam Makhachev has just submitted Dustin Poirier in the 5th round of their title fight, and I hate to say it, but I called it again. Islam gets another title defense, his first one against a lightweight contender, and it was a good fight, man. It was actually a very surprising fight. I did not expect Poirier to do so well, and I think there's a few different reasons why he did so well. First of all, it's a sad, sad day in the world of MMA, and I think every MMA fan feels it. That was Dustin Poirier's last chance at winning the belt. And if you really think about it, it's going to be hard for him to get back in that cage. Because what's he fighting for now? Like he said it before, he's not going to get another title shot, and that's just the reality of it. I don't think anyone's ever fought for 4 undisputed titles. He's lost 3 of them. He had an interim shot as well. He had a shot at the BMF belt. Like, he's had his chances. It's not as if he's got no chance. And it's just a sad day to see him go out like this. And it's a bit frustrating because I thought Poirier could have won that fight, to be quite honest with you. If he put his foot on the gas more, 2 judges had a 2-2 going into the 5th. I thought if he just pushed more, Islam was there for the taking. Now, I do think Islam was having an off night. I thought he just looked way slower than usual. I thought he was standing in front of Poirier a lot. I think Poirier could have capitalised it, but then again, I thought he was just so worried about the takedown that he didn't really exchange in much. But Islam's striking really shocked me. I've been saying, bro, Islam is insane. His striking's unreal. He outstruck Volk in their fight, and Volk's mainly a fucking striker. Islam's knees are fucking filthy, bro. He was hitting Poirier with some mad knees. It's probably the most underrated part of his game, to be quite honest with you. But Islam Makhachev is looking very good. Now, he had an off night. Do I think it's anything worrying? Absolutely not. He's still beating Armin. He doesn't run through him, but he's still beating Armin Sarukian. And I think he'd probably finish Armin, to be quite honest with you. I just think Islam's the best in the world still. What's next for Islam? I kind of think it makes sense to be Armin. I don't really see anyone else being in the mix, nor do I think anyone else deserves it. He looked good tonight. Islam, it wasn't his best performance, but then again, it wasn't his worst performance either. You know what I mean? He's getting better and better. He managed to finish Poirier. I was kind of like, there were a lot of times I thought he could have finished him. Not as if like he didn't choose to, but there were a lot of opportunities where he took the back. Islam was getting the takedowns nearly at will in the first 2 rounds, and then Poirier kind of got into it then in the third, I felt. Started to land a lot more. He needs to do more work to the body, I felt, Poirier, and more leg work, but he just was so wary of the takedown, and I just felt like his shots were always just a little bit shorter than usual and stuff like that. But man, it's fucking sad to see, because I wanted Poirier to win that belt badly, man. I really wanted him to win that belt. I'm heartbroken for him, to be quite honest with you, but it is what it is. Islam's going to move on. What's next for Poirier? Bro, it's a tough one to say. Like, will he ever fight again? I don't know. What's he fighting for? Like he's always been saying, he's been fighting to be the world champ. And if he's not fighting for that, what's he fighting for? Because if you didn't know, in those 2 McGregor fights a few years ago, Poirier made a fucking shitload of fucking money. He made a shitload of money today, and against Charles, and against Gaethje, and against Chandler. Bro, he is well off. He doesn't need to fight for money. I don't want to see Poirier stay longer than he has to. I think he should leave after this. If you leave with a performance like that against Islam Makhachev, my opinion, pound number 1, best lightweight ever, to be quite honest with you. He's tied for the most defenses. And if he beats Armin, he'll have more than Khabib. On paper, he will be better than Khabib. And it's a shame. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, look at Khabib, what he did to Poirier versus what Islam did to Poirier. Islam and Khabib are 2 different fighters. And if they were to fight, Islam would beat Khabib. Islam is not as good in the grappling, but his striking is night and day better than Khabib. And no one can deny that. This dude's one of the most complete fighters on the planet. Pound for pound number 1, in my opinion. Dustin Poirier just needs to step away from it now, to be quite honest with you. I don't really want to see him fight anymore, because he's getting finished in his fights. His last 2 losses have been finishes. 3 actually, I think. The Charles one as well. It's been finishes, bro. And I don't really see. I don't want to see him just keep getting finished, and then he loses that legend aspect in it that he has. It was his chance, and he's probably the greatest fighter to never win a belt, in my opinion. Now, sorry, never win an undisputed title, which is a bitter pill to swallow, very bittersweet, but mainly bitter. But Poirier's had a great career, an amazing fighter, an amazing person, and didn't fall for him on tonight against Charles, against Khabib, against Gaethje, the second time. You know, some things just aren't meant to be, and it's just unfortunate because it's unfortunate, but also fortunate. Like, you look at some people, like, they get these title shots, even like Yoel Romero or Rumble, rest in peace. Like, Yoel got so many title shots, but I think Poirier is way more financially free than Romero, and he's got a load of star power that's going to get him sponsors. He's going to be all right, you know what I mean? He left one thing unticked. Now that could affect people different, you know, and I don't think he's the type that'll just like push it under the carpet. I think this is something he's going to think about a lot, which kind of sucks. But he's also got to remember like how fucking class his career was and shit. But do I ever want to see Poirier fight again? I mean, as a fan, of course you want to see him fight. He always comes to fight. He always delivers. If Dustin Poirier is fighting, you're gonna be watching. That's just how it is. But I don't want to see him fight anymore, to be honest with you, because there's nothing left for him in this sport. He had his chances, it fell short. He got his dues. You know, he's not gonna worry about money. He can just sit at home for the rest of his life. I know that sounds good, but it's also kind of shit. But listen, get out while you still can is what I'd say to him, and just enjoy the career. And for Makhachev, it's only going to get better from here. He's one of the most complete fighters I've ever seen, and he's just going to continue to dominate that division. I don't see anyone beating him in that division. If you think Harman's beating him, I really don't think so. And it's going to be a mad wake-up call for a lot of people for this guy, because he had an off night tonight and he still looked decent. He still finished him. He still showed new aspects of his. Because that trip to get to submission was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And Makhachev looks good, man. It's maybe 170 next, because that wake up might be affecting him. Who knows? All in all, great fight, great storyline. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Thanks for watching.